Hello followers. Today we are going to see the topic Oracle SQL tuning and optimization techniques. How we can tune and how we can make our optimizer work in the best way. Okay. So why we are tuning the SQL statement? See, whenever you got the query, first you have to do some analysis. Then you can tune it. Then you can check the plan and you can uh, fix the performance issue. Okay. So it's we have to follow some optimizer guidelines. So these are the rules we can follow and we can achieve some good performance. Okay. So if you do this, if you use this technique, then you can improve the performance. Technique one. Once you got the query, if you see anywhere star operator, okay, instead of fetching the particular column, they used a star. What you can do, you can check what are the columns we have to fetch it. Then you can put it only required column. See, if this table having hundreds of columns, in that you want only 4 to 5 columns. Put it only 4 to 5 columns, because if you are putting the star, optimizer has to fetch all the columns and it's loading to application. But the user only need 3 columns. But still it has to load. So what happened? It retrieve only if you use only this column, it retrieve only record data, or else it will be fetching all the data. So it's reduce unnecessary data transfer. So explicitly we can mention these are the columns we need. So metadata scanning won't be there. Or if you mention star, then it has to scan entire table and fetch the columns. Okay. So it's sometimes if it's accessing all the columns, that may suppress scanning methodism. Okay, it depends. Okay, so that's why preferred put it in the record columns. Okay, so to avoid unnecessary data retrieval. So when you get the query, so first see this one. Okay, static two. So whenever you see where clause row filtering into having clause. See, sometimes what happen, the front end team or the reporting team, they are not having good understanding of SQL. Okay, what they will do, the query already exists in query. If the client is asking some filters, so what they know, um, if group by clause is there, then we can put the filter using having clause. They will simply put the having clause, then it may impact the performance, because having clause we use for aggregation filter. So if you use normal column level filter, directly we can use the var clause. Check. Sometimes you can see it. The people not having good understanding of SQL, they will write the query this way. But if you write this way, what happen? First, it will filter out the data, whatever the record top of this data, the group by will work. That's the way we can improve the performance. So always check the group by clause and having clause. Okay, filters. Okay, so next, always the rule is first var clause, then group by clause. If we can able to filter it using var clause, then group by, then having. Techniques, reduce duplicates. See, if you see multiple subqueries in your query. Okay. Example, there is a table 1 and table name 01, we are fetching 2 times. One for column 1 condition, another one for column 2 condition. See, 2 times we are fetching the same table, only the column name is different. If the var clause, the column name is different, the table is same, then we can go with component var clause. Component var clause, what happened? We can use one time the table fetch. We can use in class, we can compare it single shot, it will reduce duplicate table scanning. Okay, so single var clause we can so it will column 1 column 2 we can compare it in at a time. Okay, so this is component where class, so it will reuse the uh, tables. Okay, next, if you see sometime the duplication happening in the from clause. See, multiple time the table is repeating in the from clause. Then what you can do? You can use with clause, fetch it once, and you can use it in the down. Okay. See, there is one. I faced one scenario. One of my project earlier. What happened? One query was running almost more than 20 minutes. Okay, more than 20 minutes it's running. They said this query was running fine earlier. Now it start taking more time. Then they shared the query. Just I saw the plan. It was doing the scanning of the particular table multiple times because they used the from clause multiple times for different logic. It was taking more than 20 minutes. What I did, I created a one with class, fetching once. Then I use it in the select class. Immediately the performance gain we got it. Okay. So it's become 10 minutes. Okay. So so that's a way. If you see the duplication in the from class, then you can use with class to reduce the scanning of the table multiple times. Okay. So check. Okay. Once you modify the query, just check the plan. Then you can give the solution. Okay. Technique 4, evaluate in versus exist. See, if you want to show the data from the one table, but another table only for the comparison, then instead of um, what you can do, so you can use exist operator. So check it. How you want to data from both the table or just it's for comparison. Instead of in, you can use exist. Say example this. See, if you want only data from outer table, not from inner table, what you can do, instead of in, you can use exist. Okay, exist operator, it will give better performance because um, it's a correlated subquery, right? Inner query give the data and validate. If it's successful, then only it will return. So no, here no need to mention column name. It will check only true or false. So we can put the literals. Then if it's true, it will display or else it will suppress. Okay. So always put that, and um, you if you are using not in negotiation in this subquery, it will give null propagation. So not exist, it will handle. Okay. So this those things also will be taken care. Okay. If you see the join with multiple table, check is it possible to exist operator. Okay. Next, we need duplicate rows because see if we have two tables. Okay. um, like T1, T2, two tables. If so, if because of the T2 table, we are seeing the duplicates in the result set. What you can do, multiple because multiple T2 rows matching with T1, so it's producing the duplicates in T1. What you can do, using exist operator, you can remove those duplicates. Okay, so try it out. Okay, whenever subquery you can see in your query, if possible, try to make it exist. Okay. So it will work for removing duplicate. Union assess union or sometimes what happen in your query, um, in the result you are not having any duplicate, but still if you are using union, it will work on the check of duplicates and it will display the result. If it's okay to use union all, better use union all, and outer if you want still remove the duplicates, use distinct and outer because here it will fetch all the data in the from the result based on the where condition, it will fetch the result. In the result set it will apply the distinct, so it will give the better performance. Okay, so always apply the technique and check the performance. Okay, so always check where class also. Okay, see whenever they are using greater than value, less than value. So if you exclusion, if you exclude one value, remaining all will become, then you can go with negation operator. Okay. So here, if it's lower value, instead of going with greater than, you can go equal to not equal to. Negation will give the better performance. Okay. So just analysis based on that, you can check the um, logic. Okay. So the date conversion. Okay. So date conversion also, see first what we can see. Uh, if you see the range based, okay, range based, you can uh, greater than less than, then you can simply use the range, then you can between operator, you can improve the performance. Okay. So yeah, these functions, see this, if you are using the function in the column, it will um, avoid the index scan. Okay. So instead of using substring, you can use like operator with this. Okay. So try to avoid always using functions in the column. It will avoid the index scanning. If you want, then you have to create an index on function based index to achieve the performance. Okay. So whenever you see the function used in the column name, try to check its need index creation. Okay. So sometimes if you see concatenation, so concatenation for two different column, instead of using this way, you can use uncondition. You can individually you can value. So this way, this will avoid the index scanning. It will use the index. Okay, always instead of putting concatenation, check, use this way. Okay. So any calculation if you are doing with column name, better using value, you can reduce it as possible. Okay. So always try to avoid any manipulation in the column name side. Okay. Always do it in the value side. Okay. So this is a summary of today's topic. So avoid exist star operator, where we have to use where clause and having clause. So how to reduce the duplicate summary and repetitive inlines in exist operator, union all. Okay. So how to avoid the functions in that. Okay. These are the rule. So once you verified these techniques, then you can check the plan. Okay. And you can see how it's improved the performance. See, always tuning is first we have to apply and we have to check the plan. Once it's working, then you can promote it to lower environment. Then once it's tested, then you can promote to higher environments. Okay. That's the way we can improve. Okay. These are the few techniques. Okay. Next video, I will share few more techniques. Thank you for viewing the channel. Please subscribe it. Share your feedback. Share your comment. Based on that, I will be creating more videos. Thank you. Please subscribe it if you already subscribed. Thank you for the support.